like to share with you a trip that I'm just about to go on. After many years of writing to different masters in Japan, I finally have the chance to go and spend 2 weeks training with the Yamabushi monks in the 3 sacred mountains in Japan. The Yamabushi are a sect that follow a path called Shugendo. Shugendo is extremely influenced by esoteric Buddhism and by Shinto. Yamabushi means those who sleep in the mountains, and the monks do sleep in the mountains. And Shugendo means magic power or magical powers through hardships. The Yamabushi test themselves of all sorts of trials, such as standing under a waterfall or walking on hot coals, fasting. They do tests to do with the fear of falling, and so that's how they develop their abilities. Now, packing for an ascetic trip where you will have no belongings is a very interesting thing. It's kind of a contradiction, isn't it, packing for a time where you'll have nothing. But I've been asked to bring some white trainers because they're worried that when I'm giving my robes there won't be anything to fit a Westerner of my size. And I've taken a copy of the Heart Sutra. The Heart Sutra is a sacred text in Buddhism, and anyone who's read the Hermetic texts will see that the experience described in the Heart Sutra is comparable to that experienced by Hermes. So that's actually an amazing text, and I think there's a lot in the Heart Sutra. I brought beads, which are obviously part of the daily meditation, and I was asked to bring some extra white trousers. I think that's because there's daily waterfall training, and maybe they're thinking that I might need some backup robes. Of course, there's my passport, and obviously this will have to be given back before I hand it in at the Shibuko before I go up the mountain. But I've got the complete works of Kukai, who's the founder of esoteric Buddhism in Japan, and this is a text called the Sutra of the Unlimited Life of the Threefold Body, which is attributed to the founder of Shugendo. And that's all I'm taking, and it feels very strange that this small bag full of white clothing and some texts which I'll have to leave behind before I actually go on the trip is all I'm taking up the mountain. I find 2 weeks is the absolute perfect amount of time for a retreat. It's long enough for you to develop a change in your thinking, or to get the hang of a brand new skill, or indeed to take an existing skill to a higher level. But it's not too long to the degree where it's you become tired and you start to go outside your learning limit. Now obviously I can't take the camera up, and wouldn't want to take the camera up for the retreat, but I hope to stay a couple of extra days so I can film some of the beautiful areas in Japan, and perhaps some of the Yamabushi ceremonies and practices.